This is EB3, speaking the truth in love, and I just come on for a few minutes to give you guys a word of encouragement. If you enjoyed this video, at the end of it, like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I got this like a little sinus infection, so that's why my voice is a little raspy today. I was thinking, it's so many people that have dreams and aspirations and their goals, whatever you want to call it, or maybe they feel like they have a calling from the Lord. But they start things and don't finish things. Are you one of those people? A few years ago, I noticed that sometimes I start things and I didn't always finish. Like, there's a lot of things I did start that I finished, and I'm not a quitter in the sense of I don't quit very often. But sometimes we can start something without really thinking about what it's going to take to be committed to that thing fully committed. How much time it's going to take out. How often will you have to do it, considering whether you're going to quit working if you already have a full-time job. There's a lot of things you have to consider. And it brought me back to something that Jesus said about following him. A lot of times the reason why we give up things is because, let me read something first. It says in Luke chapter 14, verse 28, it says, let me get over here. It says, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first, and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?" 29, "Least happily after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it began to mock him." I'm gonna still make this video. And then the 30th said, "Saying this man began to build and was not able to finish." Okay, I guess what I want to say, and I'm not going to be on that long because you see I'm already coughing. But oftentimes the reason why we don't finish a lot of things that we don't finish is because we don't count up the cost. We need to sit down, as I tell my boys to do, and as I often do myself. We need to sit down, make a list of pros and cons, right? Make a list of the pros and cons. After you made that list, if the pros are more than the cons, then you can start that. But then you got to go a step further. You got to, start planning. And in the planning process, you will find out if it's feasible for you to do this at this particular time. Because a lot of times we start things, like you can have a vision, you can have a goal, but it may not be that time. The goal might be long-term versus short-term, right? In other words, if you start something too soon, if you start something out of its season, then you might not finish either. So it's so many things that we have to consider if we're not finishing things that we start, regardless of what it is. Like me, I've been working on a book, but I kind of put that book to the side, and I haven't worked on that book in almost 2 years now. A lot of things started happening and I put that book to the side, but I really need to go back and pick it back up because I do want to finish that book, right? And then there's some other projects. But that's what I mean. In life, that just was not, 2 years ago was probably not the season that I should have been starting that book. And I'm not even sure if right now is the season. I got to go back and reevaluate those things. I just came on to encourage you that regardless of what it is, whether it's starting a new business, whether it's you trying to get a closer relationship with God, whether you're trying to make your family more of a priority, whether you want to be a writer or you want to start investing money in something, you want to get a partnership, whatever your goal is, whatever you feel like your calling is, go strictly in the ministry, whatever your calling is, whatever you feel like your goal and your desire for life, your whole purpose for life. Don't start it and stop. And if you do stop, if by chance you do stop, don't give up. Get back up and start back again. Pick up where you left off. But always count up the cost before you start any project. Count up the cost when you entering into any kind of relationship, any kind of relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a romantic, a business, whatever it is that you got going on in your life. Count up the cost. Is this going to be beneficial to me? Is it going to take more energy than what I have? Do I have enough capital? If it's a business adventure, do I have enough capital? Am I able to get the capital that I need if I don't have enough capital? You know, it's all these things you need to count up. Do I have the time? I'm a single mother. Do I have the time to do this? Do I have the support base? Count up the costs. Research. Do things decently and in order. You know, a lot of times I tell you guys stuff because of different things that I've gone through or am going through at the time. We all have room to grow. We all have gifts and talents, and we all have things that we want to start, and we all have goals, some finished, some unfinished. But whatever it is in life, if you really feel like it's something that you should be doing and you didn't do it years ago or 5 months ago or whatever it is, go back and revisit it. Count up the costs. Count up the costs. And then go from there. Anyway, this has been EB3, speaking the truth in love. Be blessed, be a blessing, and I am out.